Willie O Ree is impacted by some of our NHL Network colleagues, including you, Reader, well said by you. So I'll ask you lots. What kind of impact has Willie O Ree had on the National Hockey League, in your opinion?
Game changer. You know, he is our Jackie Robinson. We've talked about that. He was a guy that busted the door down at a time when it wasn't that easy. And the beauty of it is he's such a special human being that he's carried that torch proudly. And I'm very pleased personally to see him still involved with the National Hockey League 60 years later, touching the lives of a lot of our youth as our diversity ambassador. As you can see from anything you've seen this evening, he is sharp as a tack at 80-plus years old. It's really
Sharp
impressive.
dresser, too.
He's just an impressive guy. He's affable. I've met him a number of times. He's just a treat to be around. And when you look back at how difficult these things really were, you knew it was going to take somebody special to do this. They found the right guy, that's for sure. It found him,
You're right.
let me say.
And he found all of us. And when he broke that color barrier, he didn't even know he did it at the time until the next day when they told him, right?
Very humble, but you look at Willie O Ree, and a short time in the National Hockey League, but a long time in the game of hockey, right. a tremendous career in different minor leagues, even down into San Diego,
right.
Way
Not
back
the worst
when.
place in the country?
No, not a bad place to play back in the 60s. But for what he was able to accomplish with all the barriers that were in front of him, first being a black player, second, not being a very big player, and third, losing sight in his right eye and continuing to play. So when players, are looking for an inspiration, whether it's size, it's color, it's whatever that you feel is maybe hindering you from succeeding, a guy like Willie O Ree has a story that he can come up and say, well, if it's an injury, whatever it is, Willie O Ree is that guy who say, you know what, don't let that hold you back. Just do what you love, do what you want to do, and do it until they pretty much take your skates away. And that's what Willie O Ree did, without even realizing what he was doing over the course of his career, because when you play, you just play, you love to play. And I'm sure Willie O Ree took lots of verbal abuse over way back in the day.
More than he would ever admit.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
And for...
I'm not talking about from players.
No.
I witnessed it for players, from fans.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So from what he was able to accomplish, and he put up lots of points. You see a couple of the highlights we've shown. Some of the players that he's stealing pucks off and skating past. Tim Horton is what I recall in the Leafs, a Hall of Famer and a legend defenseman. And Willie O Ree, on one highlight, takes the puck off his stick and goes the other way. So Willie O Ree was a great player. But the thing about Willie, he's a better human being.
Yes.
As we know him in his post-hockey days of playing, we know him as the ambassador that we've seen over the last 20 years. He's been involved with the league. And absolutely, genuinely, tremendous human being and a great man. He does a fantastic job with what he's accomplished with the National Hockey League and hockey throughout North America.